Let's talk about your podcast and what is your overall message and who are you trying to reach when it comes to that?
Funny thing. So that was me sort of scratching my own itch, right? And that was
Okay.
part of this whole, evolving journey of becoming more. And so it's really a podcast for men and young men.
Okay.
About self-awareness because, again, my background, I was a people pleaser. I did not know how to say no, which on some levels makes you incredibly disingenuous. So
Yes.
instead of the truth, you may not tell a lie, but you'll withhold something.
That's good.
My projection is like, I'm going to show you all the good stuff, right? But I'm not going to, I'm going to turn your back to the bad stuff. So if you imagine like a movie, right? When you see the preview, the idea is to get you to go see the movie, right?
Right.
And so I became sort of this caricature. I was a preview, but you would never see the movie. So I just kept looping
The preview.
because
That's
everybody
good.
loved the preview, but everybody's so shallow that they like sweet, so they just kept eating it up, right? And so, but the problem is you end up in these dark places you shouldn't be, in relationships that you shouldn't be in, keeping people in
Attached
tow
to you that you
longer,
shouldn't be. Yes.
not realizing. And again, that was part of the therapeutic journey as well.
And what it does to you.
Yeah. Oh, it was
You know what I
destroying
mean?
me.
Like it
Yeah.
destroys
Yeah.
you mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally,
Because I wasn't
spiritually.
being authentic.
You're not being exactly.
So, but I didn't know that. I mean, I don't want to get into the health of it, but like it just,
No,
it was,
it
again,
does. It destroy. No,
yeah.
like I live that. That's why I understand it because it will start messing with your health. It comes up in different things in your health as well.
Yeah.
And so you have to cut the cord. And that's just your body telling you, hey, bro, you're not living your authentic self. I need you to cut all the BS out.
Yeah.
Start being honest.
Yeah.
Show your true self.
There's a lot that started happening because the world starts falling apart little by little, and it's just like you're just not the same person, and people not perceiving you the same. So the podcast really is about self-awareness.
It's good.
In that journey. And so when I looked at my sons, I'm like, okay, I can't tell them nothing until I get to a certain place, right? So just like you said, I had to literally unpack everything. I went all the way back to 8-year-old
Isn't it
days.
hard? It's the hardest.
Well, that's why you get
journey.
a therapist, right? I'm saying it's a therapist.
No, I'm saying even with therapy, it's the hardest.
Oh, the journey itself.
The journey itself is something else because when you're going through therapy, there's things like you said, you had to dial back all the way to 8, and you don't even think that has anything to do with nothing until you start connecting the dots and realize, wow.
I had to unlearn so many different things, whether it's a relationship, attachment styles. It's okay to cry. It's okay to give a brother a hug without feeling like you don't have to always put on. Like there were so many different dynamics. Even with my sons, I hug them. Like when I see them, we dap up and we always end up with a hug, right? Because I want them to be secure in themselves. Like this is okay,
it's okay.
to have a feeling, to have emotion, to express it in this way. It's not gonna make you less of, right? So when I realized, I started posting and dudes started gravitating. So I was like, okay, this is kind of something. And so then I started doing the podcast and dudes kept reaching out. And I'm like, okay, this is something. And it just kind of kept going. Kept growing to the point it was like, okay, so when you got some new content. So now I'm just kind of in that space. And because really it's just, I don't know, it's called He Speaks. That's the name of the podcast. And it's just a platform, no different than this in a way, to allow men to just become more, to become the authentic self.